Great. Hi everyone, my name is Chenchen. I'm a chimes master and graduating senior, class of 23. Going to be graduating with a degree in information science, and I'm here to give you a tour of the Cornell Chimes. So we're going to be walking very slowly around while I narrate some interesting facts about it. So Cornell University opened on October 7th in 1868. It's 2 weeks before the first day of classes, and Andrew Dixon White, one of Cornell's two founders, is unpacking books that he had purchased abroad for the new university downtown in the public library that Ezra Cornell had set up. So Jenny McGraw is the daughter of a wealthy lumberman in the area, and she's visiting the library for books. Katie White is very helpful and friendly, and she's interested in the university that he and Ezra Cornell are opening. She indicates that she would like to make a donation to the university, and White suggests that they obtain a set of bells. Let's walk a little more this way. So now we fast forward to October of 1868, and the only buildings that make up Cornell are Morrill Hall and Cask Dormitory, which is now in College Town. So other than that, it's just farmland. So it's kind of interesting that they would pick a set of bells over any other buildings for a new university. Somehow, in the 2 weeks before classes began, they managed to order and ship the original set of 9 bells from the Manili Bell Foundry in Watervliet, New York, near Troy, just in time for Cornell's opening. The bells were taken by train to Cayuga Lake, then by barge down the lake to Ithaca. They were played from a temporary wooden structure that sat approximately where the tower is now. Then McGraw Hall was built in 1872, the bells were moved there, and in 1891 McGraw Tower was built and the chime was moved to where it is today. The bells have been repaired and recast, many have been added, some of them retired. Let's walk a little this way so we can see the bells as I talk about them. So most recently in 1998, the bells, at the time there were 19 of them, were taken out of the tower and sent to Meeks & Watson Foundry in Ohio. 1 bell was retired and recast, and 2 were added to bring up the total to 21 bells. The bells were also tuned so that they matched each other. Once a bell is cast, it doesn't go out of tune, and since the bells were added at different times and some from different foundries, they needed to be tuned to each other using high-tech bell tuning methods. During the 1998-1999 school year, the tower was silent. However, 12 bells were put on a temporary stand for graduation so that the bells could ring for commencement. Let's take a look at our biggest bell over here. This is our biggest bell, our lowest note on the chimes, which is our low C. And you can see the clapper on the inside of the bell, which is what we control with the lever, which is connected by a series of cables. The automatic hour bells are controlled by these outside clappers, and we'll walk around for a closer view of that. So this tower was also used to store books for the library next door. Pages were paid to fetch these books, and there's some original bookshelves that we can show as well. It was during the renovation that one day, the chimes master scheduled to play the morning concert came to the tower and found a pumpkin. That pumpkin lasted through the winter well into early spring and was finally removed by a crane. The pumpkin made national news and is still a mystery who put it there and how it got there. Originally, there was only one chimes master. He chose his successor. Unfortunately, this often led to chimes masters being selected on the basis of friendship more than musical talent. So in 1903, the chimes master competition began, and this competition has evolved over the years to become a 10-week-long audition process. During World War II, the first woman chimes master was accepted. She both asked for and received PE credit. Contrary to what your tour guides may have told you, we no longer receive PE credit for playing the chimes. Let's kind of look around the view on the Belfry. So this is Ho Plaza, and it's facing south. You want to get closer? Campus is so beautiful right now. Cool. This is the outside clapper for the automatic bells, which are not controlled by us. This is Olin Library. There's also Sage Chapel. So we're not going to see the thing go, unfortunately, but that is an example of the hour bells. Yeah, I was saying that was Sage Chapel earlier. Yeah, all right, let's walk around here. Hopefully you can make it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. This is the Arts Quad. Here we have Goldwyn Smith and some other buildings. This is Uris Library down here. You can also see Cayuga Lake. Oh, also there's the Johnson Museum is over there as well. I forgot to mention that. This is West Campus and a better view of the lake over here. Let's go inside and now see how the chimes are actually played. I'll go in after you.
Okay.
Alright, so this is the Cornell Chimes. Since we have 21 bells, we have 21 notes and 21 hand levers, which are connected down here, so you can use your foot or your hand. So it's similar to a piano keyboard. Everything is evenly spaced out, except the accidentals are lower instead of higher. You can choose to play with your hand or foot, so 3-note chords are possible. We're missing the low C sharp because it would take up a lot of space, physical space for a bell that big, and it would not be played that often. All of our playing is mechanical, there's no electronics. The only thing that are electronic is the hour bells. So some advantages of manual over electronic is that we can control our dynamics to make better music. The bell rings exactly when you push it, and it's a better workout. We are technically a chime, not a carillon. Carillons must have at least 23 bells. More often than not is more than 50 bells. Carillons also sound more tinkly because the melody is played on higher and smaller bells. And a carillon is playing sitting down with smaller levers that you hit with the bottom of your fist like this. It also more closely resembles an organ. So, as I explained before, there's a clapper on the inside of the bell, so when we push a lever down, then the clapper strikes the bell. The bell itself does not move. The 4 bells used in the hour bells have an inside and an outside clapper, which we showed earlier. We are one of the largest chimes in the world. There are at least 2 other chimes that have 21 bells, one in Toronto and one in Boston. We play 3 times a day, 7 days a week, mostly by students. Most chimes and carillons are only played occasionally, if at all, and are often played by a paid organist, musician, or faculty member. So not all music sounds good on the chimes. We are limited by the number of bells we have and how quickly the bells can strike. However, we still have thousands of music in our files, arranged by past and present chimes masters, ranging from Bach to the Beatles, show tunes to modern pop. We also have quite a few original compositions written specifically for the chimes by chimes masters. And we also try to honor requests. Every day we play the Jenny McGraw Rag in the morning, and we end with the alma mater in the afternoon concert, and then we end the evening concert with the evening song. We play for commencements, weddings, and special events. We have an annual Halloween party where we dress up in costumes and play spooky music. which we generally dress up in clock tower costumes. And on Valentine's Day, we have a Valentine's Day concert, and we put also heart cutouts in the clock faces, as well as for Halloween, we put little pumpkin faces in the pumpkin cutouts in the faces. So this whole area is new from renovation with fiber optic lighting to change the color of the clock faces. Yeah. So let's just take a look around here. Let's walk this way. These are the clock faces. I'm going to turn down the lights here. Alright, let's go down the stairs. So, this is the Seth Thomas clock, which was obtained in 1875 and mechanically kept near perfect time. If we reconnected it, it would be in working order. The pendulum is 14 feet long, and its bob, which is wooden at its end, weighs almost 200 pounds. The pendulum regulated the timekeeping of the clock above. The weights in the shaft against the wall go all the way to the bottom of the tower, an essential part of the clock's functionality. It takes over an hour to wind all three weights, and they would run the clock for about a week. One weight powered the clock, and the other two mechanically powered the hammers that rang the automatic hour bells. So someone would have to wind up the lever over there, and it would take several hours, so it's pretty heavy. It's like 200 pounds. But yeah, this is also a diagram for people who are curious about that. Here we have some resident birds that are actually just hatching. Hatched a while ago, actually. And now we're going to enter the bottom part of the Seth Thomas clock. So here you can see the rest of the contraption. You can see some weights over here as well. Do you want to walk closer? Sounds good. Keep it steady.
Alright.
Alright, let's go down. Our museum is undergoing construction right now. We can take a quick peek as we walk by. These are the original bookshelves that I was talking about earlier. Cool. Now we're on the third floor, so I can open up the practice stand. Alright, so yeah, this is the practice stand. Let's come a little closer. So it's connected to the vibraphone, so when I play, it's not going to be actually connected to the bells. So it's a lot quieter than the actual bells. So for our 10-week long competition, the first 4 weeks has a lot of self-instruction on the practice stand, although we do have some guides for our compets, such as these handbooks. And you can also practice silently upstairs, only pressing halfway down. So there's those 2 ways to practice, and then after those 4 weeks we have a silent audition, and if they make it past that, then they're finally selected to play out loud for the next 6 weeks. The final 2 weeks of the competition are for judged concerts, in which the compets play challenging music for the chimes masters to judge, and if they make it past that, then they become a chimes master. There is no quota for the number of chimes masters we have. We currently have, well, 9, but then plus 3 new ones. 6 are graduating. So a lot of math. Usually we have between 8 and 11. So this is what it looks like. We can swap places so you can go in there. Cool. And then also this is our music. We just have drawers of music here. Cool. Let's exit the tower now. We have a bell here. This is the Windsor bell, and you can read all about it right here. Yeah, and then you can also ring it. Cool. And then finally, now we're outside. This is what the tower looks like. Let's walk all the way over here. Whoa. Maybe up here. Yep. Isn't she beautiful? Okay. Thanks for joining in on this tour. I hope you enjoyed it.